Fort Davis, the fort gives you more than enough opportunity to go back in time.
This is about right here where that was John. And that's just us trying to line up. It's better in the winter when you don't have all the trees in the way, but we line up where we see the angles of the cliffs.
Chelsea Rios is the chief of interpretation at Fort Davis, a fort that took advantage of a second chance after the Civil War.
This military presence is going to grow in 1867, so this is going to become a cavalry fort. You're looking at its height, almost 700 enlisted men stationed here. And then you're going to have officers and families and civilian contractors all living here in Fort Davis. And so tremendous growth and diversity here in the community.
The fort still includes the hospital, officers' row, housing for families, and all that's left of the post chapel. Walk into the enlisted men's barracks, and Park Ranger Sebastian Flores will tell you about the soldiers who called it home.
The enlisted men's barracks here is so greatly detailed of who the soldiers were, that you're actually looking at their beds where they were staying, to the uniforms and stuff that we have on the walls. But we can dive into any of these names that are on here and tell you that soldier's life story.
This fort is different.
Fort Davis in itself, uniquely, is the best preserved southwestern frontier fort in the United States.
And every day, it serves as a time machine in West Texas.
In the open on the grounds, when you get to see the whole fort in front of you, where you can see the enlisted men's barracks and the officers' quarters and the hospital, you're seeing just this giant quilt of stories in front of you, but you're also seeing the natural landscape and what drew the people here to begin with.
All right, I'm now pleased to be joined by Sebastian Flores, who's one of many park rangers who helped preserve the history of this fort. And Sebastian, I included in my story, The Bite, you talking about what makes this, about this being the best preserved southwestern frontier. What makes it that way?
Yeah, the reason why Fort Davis is the best preserved in the Southwest is because all of it is original fabric and material. None of it has been rebuilt from the ground up. It's all original to the post.
Yeah, definitely. Not just the best southwestern frontier fort in the United States, or it's in the United States, West Texas, very unique. Talking about the post chapel way back behind us, it wasn't just used for service, right? What else was it used for?
No, it was used for a lot of things. It was a schoolhouse. It served as a library as well too. And kind of the most famous thing it was for was that's actually where the courtroom was for Henry O. Flipper when he did his trial here at Fort Davis.
Yeah, sounds good. There's also a hospital here on the grounds as well. Again, there's so much history here at Fort Davis National Historic Site. And can you speak on how important the hospital was, not only to the people that lived on this fort, but just the area in general?
Yeah, so this would have been the best hospital all the way from San Antonio to El Paso. So anybody traveling that road could stop here and get aid. And so it would have been the best medicine and the best doctors around for that whole stretch of travel through to the Southwest. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. And what kind of events and stuff do you guys have moving forward? How can people find more information about Fort Davis? How to come out here and visit?
Yeah, so a good way to find out for upcoming events is through our website, nps.gov/FODA, and then also Facebook. Follow Fort Davis National Historic Site. Our biggest events kind of coming up is August 4th is going to be Fee-Free Day, so all national parks are free that day. And then our biggest event is our candlelight tours in October. So October 12th will be a candlelight tours, and about 2 weeks in advance we open up those reservations and people can come on out, put a reservation, and see us in the evening.